Hello everybody, Lokimagics, another day, another video. But in this video, we're going to showcase the new Fragment Champion because I finally put him together. I guess I got all the pieces. He's here now. And like the intro suggested, he's definitely a pickup for Faction Wars. But if you already beat Faction Wars, then maybe you might not want him. But what else can he do? So in this video, we're going to go over his skills, kind of show him in different areas, and hopefully we'll find him another home outside of Faction Wars. So if you're interested in all that, let's go. First up is aesthetics. Now, Oregon tribes aren't exactly known for their beautiful champions. I mean, these guys have War Mother.
Gross.
But with that being said, I will have to say this champion looks pretty cool. There is a lot of details in the champion. You can see up here, they have like the 3 glyphs or runes or something. Even in the back, there's some details, very beautiful. And overall, this champion just pops out right. Very clean color palette, beautifully designed. And instead of hair, this guy grows stone. So his beard is made out of stone. The hairs on his arm are stones. And I'm pretty sure this dude has stones in other places. But you know, anyways, moving on to his skills. Alright, let's start off with his A1. Now his A1 attacks one enemy, has a 20% chance to play stun debuff for 1 turn. Now this is his only damage output. This guy really doesn't do any damage at all. And also I do want to point out that, man, if this would have been a decreased attack, he would have been such a good champion for clan boss, because having decreased attack on your A1 paired with a counter champ is very, very good, right? And not only that, this champion has an amazing A2. It increases attack, increases defense, and you will get a block damage if you're under 30% HP. So this would have been a perfect champion for clan boss if we didn't have a stun here and we had a decreased attack. But it is what it is. This is what we got stuck with. But this A2 is very good though. So I can see a lot of people using this champion in many places in the game because this is a very good A2. I like it. It does a lot for you. Now his A3 falls a little bit short because yes, you do get a shield, and yes, when it's removed, expires, or broken, you will get healed and do like a counter, right? Now that does sound cool, but I personally don't think it's that effective when you're actually using it. Sounds cool on paper, but in reality, I feel like it falls a little bit short. It's not something that I will build a whole team around. It's like a extra to his A2. That's how I look at it. And also I do want to note, if you are going to book this champion, then yes, you know, max this out, definitely max this out. But don't worry about his A1. I got 2 on here because of the RNG, but I stopped because I really don't care about this A1. And honestly, if you could just use 2 books and get the cooldowns on his A2, then I would just quit there, because this shield is cool, but it really doesn't do a lot in my opinion. I don't know, maybe you guys might feel different about that, but yeah. So that's his skills in a nutshell. It's pretty cool, but it's not overly impressive. So let's talk about his masteries. When it comes to his masteries, I feel like this is a safe bet because honestly, this guy doesn't do any damage, right? His offensive abilities are very low, so going down the offensive tree might benefit you if you're going to use them in clan boss, doing something like War Master, right? But for every other content in the game, I feel like this is a safe bet. Defense, support. This way you're maxing out on his healing capabilities, getting the most out of your increased attack, increased defense, and you're giving him a little bit of survivability by doing a defensive tree. And like how he doesn't really do a lot of offensive damage, I really didn't bother with any accuracy stats on the support side, so I feel like this is a safe bet for his masteries. And now we talked about him forever. Oh, I always almost forget this. We gotta go over his artifacts, right? So we're doing immortal set plus speed set because I want him to have a lot of HP, some decent speed, because I feel like this will help him out. And he's pretty tanky, like he survives pretty well, but his supporting capabilities, in my opinion, is not that great. So teaming him up with another support champion is ideal. You can see here he has a lot of HP, decent attack, defense is pretty good, speed's pretty good, crit rate, crit damage, not even worried about it, accuracy, not even worried about it. Resistance, sure, if you get that higher, then that would be great for him, but I wouldn't worry about that. Just mainly focus his HP, speed, and defense, right? Now, like I was saying a little bit earlier, pairing him up with another support champion is almost like a guarantee you're going to beat pretty much most content in the game. So you heard me talk about him for a while. Now let's check him out in action. Alright, let's start off with the bad stuff because I like to end things on a good note. So we're going to see Valkyrie here do a big shield, and it was even bigger because Drokgul was able to provide her with that increased defense, right? So that's pretty nice. I think for most accounts, if you're new to early in-game, I'm sure you could find some use for him in Clan Boss. He's not really that bad for it. He actually does provide some utility, right? So he's pretty cool. But there's one thing I just wanted to point out. Now, we just saw Valkyrie do her big shield, and let's look at Battle Khazar here. If we do Drokgul's A3, it's going to place his shield over Valkyrie's, so that's just something to keep in mind when using him with other champions that provide shield, etc. Right? So let's move on to a different topic. Spiders 20. So when it comes to Spiders 20, I feel like his kit starts to fall apart because his A3 is definitely not strong enough to provide you shields for those spiderlings, right? And plus the big spider does hit you pretty hard. So his A3, his A2 does help, but it's not enough. It's not like Miscreated Monster's shield, right? His shield is big, plus he has stuns and ally protection. So Drokgul is really not the ideal choice for Spiders 20. Now, getting to Spiders 20, I could see him being useful, but for actually beating Spiders 20, I don't think he's a good choice. If you have a crazy roster, yeah, you could probably work him in there, but for most people, I wouldn't go with this champion on Spiders 20. So we got all the bad stuff out the way. Now let's move on to some of the better news about this champion. So let's talk about some of the good news. Now, Drokgul, yes, he is a champion that you need to put some effort in to get because you got to get those fragments, and you might get lucky and pull them from a shard. But on the other hand, we got Grush the Mangler, I believe that's his name. He's a free daily login reward, right? And these two champions synergizes very well. I love their combination, and already right off the bat, yes, they're going to be super good for faction wars. You'll probably end up beating faction wars just by having these two champions. So I really hope you guys will be able to get them through the fragment system, whatever that stuff is. I prefer that over the fusion system, but regardless, I hope you guys are able to get Drokgul because these two champions together could do so much work. They're very good in campaign, dungeons, except for Spiders 20, but that's for a lot of champions. But everything else in the game, when it comes to content like that, man, you're solid. Now, they might not be the fastest champions to help clear stuff because you got Bad L, right? He's a healer and he does DPS with his poisons, so he might be a better choice. But if you have these two champions, you're pretty much going to get carried pretty far in the game. So I like these two working together. The only thing is that, like I said, you're not going to be doing very fast runs because Drokgul doesn't do a lot of damage. So let's fast forward to the end and you can see exactly how much damage this guy does. Alright, we're at the end, and don't laugh at him, alright? He's carrying this big rock on his back and he only did 84k compared to everyone else. So like we said, he doesn't do a lot of damage, but man, these two champions together though, I love them. Very, very sick combination, and maybe a thank you to Plarium for giving us this set, right? I don't know, that's probably a stretch, right? But anyways, moving on. Here is another example of these two champions working together, and I think they do a fantastic job. Yes, we will lose our Royal Guard here shortly, but this is Ice Golems 20. It's a little bit harder than Dragons 20, and Royal Guard is squishy, but it doesn't matter because we were able to clear this under 2 minutes using these two champions as the support role, right? We have DPSers in here that are amazing, but they wouldn't get here without these two champions supporting them. Drokgul really didn't do a lot of damage, but hey, we had other people to do that. They did their job supporting this team, so not bad. They even work in Fire Knights 20. They were able to carry a squishy champion like Alora, I believe that's her name, and she's really good for Fire Knight because she decreases the turn meter, right? And that's very effective. You don't have to deal with the shield as much anymore if you have the champion, so definitely use her. But regardless, the two champions were able to carry this whole team to the boss and we get the win. And I'm honestly really loving these two champion synergy. I feel like for newer accounts, they're going to do so much for you in game too. If you like using these champions, of course, right? I wish I had these two champions when I first started playing the game. I feel like it would have made things a lot easier for me, but they're here now. So better late than never, right? And I think I'm going to wrap the video up here because honestly, there's not too much else to talk about when it comes to this champion. Yes, I didn't go over Arena, but I feel like he's really not going to be good for Arena. He's definitely not going to be meta. In-game players aren't going to use him at all when it comes to Arena. And I can see people using him for early Arena like Gold 1 and 2 because a lot of champions do work in that area. But I wouldn't pick him as my first choice. And I just want to say I am playing this in the background because I'm working on a skinwalker guide when it comes to faction wars using all epics, and I feel like this champion here, Rain Beast, is a key component. But going back to the topic, what do I think about this champion? I honestly like this champion. I think Drokgul is a very good champion, could help you out with so much content in the game. The only thing I don't like though is that Plarium designs these type of champions that definitely help newer accounts, but they make the requirement kind of hard to get it, right? Obviously it's a cash grab. They're targeting newer accounts, so they spend money to get these champions to help them throughout the game. So you see what they're doing and you see where he's really effective at. So it's a planned system, definitely something that they are planning and cooking up, right? Because in-game players don't need this champion. We could skip it and it's not going to affect their count at all. But when it comes to newer accounts, you're going to be very tempted to get this champion because yes, he's not meta, he's not very strong and harder content, so you're still going to buy shards to get like C-fees and things like that, but you're still struggling with the newer content and you're like, man, let me spend some money so I could get this champion. So it's all set up and it makes sense after watching this video, right? He helps you in certain areas that are early, but late game, not so much. So that is him in a nutshell. A very strong champion early, but late game, not so much. So you could keep spending more money going for C-fee and things like that. So boom, full circle. Hopefully this all makes sense to you. Hopefully you enjoy the video and I'll catch you on the next one. And yeah, oh my God, I forgot. It's the weekend. So hopefully you guys are enjoying your weekend. And with all that being said, you guys take care, be safe, and see you soon. And go Rain Beast. Skinwalker Faction War Guide coming soon. So stay tuned for that if you're struggling on Skinwalkers.